So what is the Frigate Orpheon? It's a question that really not that many people really ask, cause you're not really focused on lore or exploration when you're on the Frigate Orpheon. Since it's the first location you get to explore in the Metroid Prime series, you just want to explore and just have some fun. It's not until you reach Talon 4 where people really start asking questions over the origins of the planets and species and all that sort of stuff. So the Frigate Orpheon's kinda relatively left obscure to a lot of people. So I thought, hey, for today's lore video, let's just talk about the story of the Frigate Orpheon, what was its purpose, and some other information and facts that some people may not even know about. So without further ado, let's cue up that video and roll out that intro. Now the story of the Frigate Orpheon doesn't start during Metroid Prime, it actually starts during the events of Metroid Zero Mission. During the story of the first Metroid game / Zero Mission, the space pirates set up a barricade of ships around planet Zebes to defend Mother Brain and the Tauren base while she was cloning Metroids. However, once the Tauren base blew up, most of the ships orbiting Zebes retreated to different outposts and planets to regroup. Out of all the ships, we know of 4. Ridley's frigate, aka the space pirate mothership, the frigate Ceresus, the frigate Ceresus, the frigate Volparagam, and the Frigate Orpheon. Ridley's frigate was destroyed by Samus, Ceresus and Volparagam both retreated to unknown outposts, and the Frigate Orpheon retreated to the Vortex outpost, which we assume is near Talon 4. Now the purpose of these frigates aren't 100% known, but these ships being research ships, and with the frigate being loaded with various alien creatures, it's safe to say that they were experimenting with bioweapons. It would explain why the Orpheon had a cargo of Metroids from Zebes, holding cells for aliens, and had the tools to rebuild and revitalize the defeated Ridley. Once the Orpheon reached Talon 4, the Space Pirate science team learned of the phazon on Talon 4 and started to use it in their experiments. Aside from Meta Ridley, their biggest project on the Orpheon was infusing parasite coins with phazon. The Space Pirates could have actually made some pretty devastating weapons. Since the Galactic Federation or Samus Aran weren't aware of the frigate's existence, and since they were able to escape Zebes untraced, they could have done some cool things. However, a couple of devastating accidents kinda caused some problems on the Frigate Orpheon. And by a couple of incidents or mistakes, I'm talking about 2 parasite queens actually escaped captivity and caused a lot of havoc and chaos on the Orpheon. It is unknown exactly what kind of damage these 2 parasite queens actually have done, but it was actually pretty extreme to the point where majority of the crew on the ship actually escaped the Frigate Orpheon and even triggered the ship's distress signal. Because of these parasite queens, they're literally the only reason why Samus Aran even got anywhere near Talon 4 in the first place, since her only reason for getting near Talon 4 was to investigate a distress signal she heard across the galaxy. And then we finally get to the events of Metroid Prime 1. Samus explores the Frigate Orpheon for the first time. Since it's mostly abandoned, she doesn't have that much trouble with space pirates. However, there are a couple of members of the crew still on board, more than likely there just to try to subdue the parasite queens and possibly try to help Ridley once he regains enough energy to actually move around. After some more exploring, Samus comes across one of the parasite queens that actually escaped captivity and actually fought it in a pretty simple but effective first boss for the Prime series. This is the funny part though. Due to Samus fighting the parasite queen, its defeated body actually fell into the ship's reactor core, which destabilized the core and eventually led to the destruction of the Orpheon. And moments after that, the Orpheon will later crash onto Talon 4 and become the wrecked frigate we get to explore later into the game, which then gives us access to the phazon mines and a bunch of other stuff. There really isn't anything to talk about when it comes to the wrecked frigate, cause it's just the Orpheon that's just wrecked. There's no space pirates. Most of the creatures that were on the initial frigate probably died in the impact, and it's just abandoned. And to the 3 of you people who didn't realize that the wrecked frigate and the Frigate Orpheon were the same location, well, there you go. On a side note, we get to scan the Frigate Orpheon's data log entry, and on one of the pictures we do see the ship design for the Frigate Orpheon. It looks really similar to the ship design we see during Metroid Zero Mission, which could suggest that both the Frigate Orpheon and the Space Pirate Mothership are both the same class of ship, which is why I called the Space Pirate Mothership Ridley's frigate, cause essentially they're all the same ship. And also it's a cool bit of continuity suggesting that they're both the same model ship. It's pretty cool. But what do you guys think? Did you enjoy this kind of video? Did you learn something new, or was this something you were aware of the whole time? The Frigate Orpheon story was actually pretty interesting. I had no idea originally that it was around planet Zebes. During the events of the first game, that really blew me away because that adds some continuity, and it's a pretty good way to just branch the games together. So if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoy Metroid content and you just like the way I make these videos, feel free to check out the video above. It's a video where I talk about Dark Samus' inclusion in Smash Bros and what that means to me and all that sort of stuff. You know, just me fanboying over Dark Samus being in Smash Bros and the fact that we have have a 3D model of Kraid. With that being said, I'm the Metroid Trainer. I hope you like, favorite, and subscribe, and stick around for next time, because I'll be seeing you later.